The time, hot, yes. The time when we are into deep winter. So, welcoming one and all to hear the discourse from a great um, spiritual master, an initiating spiritual master, who's also the disciple of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Maharaj has traveled all the way from Vrindavan and been to Burma, Thailand, from there, hit the soil of Australia and Melbourne, and there giving devotees wonderful discourse and bringing them out of so much of difficulties in this time of Kali. Maharaj is here only for a few days with us. He's only here for this week. But it is our pleasure, it is our honor, and it is our greatest bhagya to have Maharaj here. And I, as a disciple of him, I'm so proud to have him here, so close to me. And thank you so much for all of you for being here. As I mentioned, Maharaj got initiated from Srila Prabhupada in 1977. In 1975, he first visited Vrindavan. And at the time, there was a lot of difficulty even to get near to Srila Prabhupada, because Prabhupada was very busy at that time and was just leaving even the previous day on his visit. However, Maharaj prevailed. He also associated himself with all the senior disciples of Srila Prabhupada and continued the path. And in 1998, Maharaj also took upon himself to take on sannyas and started initiating as a Diksha Guru. At the moment, he is having many thousands of disciples, but he is one great spiritual master who knows individually every single disciple of his, and he has a very, very personal association with each and every disciple of his. That is the greatness of His Holiness, Vedavyasapriya Swami Maharaj. Vedavyasapriya Swami Maharaj ki. Without much ado, I would like to request Maharaj to give us a discourse on Grihastha Ashram. It is to find out that we are all, most of us are here Grihasthas, and we have had a lot of challenging things we see with whether we have our children or our parents and our own lives between Dampati. But we need to find the right solace, the right advice from such great spiritual souls as Maharaj. So without any other ado, I would request Maharaj to kindly lend us his great knowledge and bring us into the path, spiritual direction. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Shri Chaitanya Krishna Prabhupada Vandeham Shri Guru Sri Radha Shri Guru Vaishnava Shri Guru Sarvadatam Sarvadatam Tapatam Sarvadatam Dalitam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sarvadatam Shri Radha Shri Krishna Karma Sindhu Dinabandhu Pate Gopesha Gopika Tatakanjana Gaurandi Radhe Radheshwari Vrishabhan Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanshakal Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Vishwaya Namaste Saraswati Devi Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. I don't know where is my English version of this. And from English we translate it to Hindi, and some of the it is Hindi. Don't worry about it. The subject matter means change the language, but the substance is the same. All right. Generally, this course on ideal Grihastha goes for maybe more than a week. But yet we'll try to condense it 1.5 hours. Is 1.5 hours good enough time, or will be trouble? Anyway, I'll try to make it as fast as possible. In 2006, the government body commission is formed. Commission a group of devotees who were trying to establish what it applies in our day and time, all these teachings of Srimad Bhagavatam, the ideal family life, by giving the example of Kardamuni and Devaki. So they were studying well and trying to align with the modern day situation and what kind of norm should be practically applicable without changing the norms of origin intention that is given in Srimad Bhagavatam. So there were several of our disciples involved in the group for this ideal Grihastha. There were about 3 Black American Mataris who were studying the social structure of the householders in USA. Moreover, they were also taking, because being disciple of Srila Prabhupada, there must be some ideal behavior, ideal anticipation of the results. So they were very keen to establish this and present it. So on their studies, there's a whole of the committee to establish or give us the guidelines for establishing a normal, what we call ideal household life. What do you call normal is not normal. So we have to look into that, right? So they put up, according to the teachings of Srimad Bhagavatam, 12 principles that are to be taken into account to establish an ideal household life. The first application of any change or understanding whether it is complying to today's norm or not. Our aim should be that Srila Prabhupada is the standard. He established the education system in ISKCON, and he has to be kept in contact because he put up certain norms of Krishna consciousness, and that should be invested. So Prabhupada also wrote in a letter that for establishing the example of ideal behavior in Grihastha, the central point he emphasizes Bhakti, Krishna Bhakti. All right. So while performing devotional service to Lord Krishna, we have to incorporate all the norms that will be put over here to accept. But the first and foremost is the premise is built with the established norm of Srila Prabhupada. So everything has to be done. Details may vary, but the principle should not be messed up. All right. So here, Prabhupada is indicating that how during performance of all the Krishna conscious activities in our household life, aim is how do we become happy, peaceful, and remain sharp in the intelligence because we have an established aim. Aim should not be verbal. To go back home back to Godhead within this lifetime. So all these norms must be put into place. You will see in the chapter number 14 on 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, where ideal household life has been discussed. Narad Muni, a sannyasi renounced order, is discussing the ideal household life. And because Yudhishthira Maharaj became the king, a sovereign king, and he has to know what is the welfare of the people in general, including householders who are going to be interacting, dealing, giving taxes, and for getting permissions to do certain activities for public welfare, like that. So, Narad Muni was inquired by Yudhishthira Maharaj, "Oh, Master, please show me, be merciful unto me, that what will be the aim, or without indulging in too much, controversies in public opinion, or established norm by great personalities. How will we be able to achieve the aim of life? So, without unnecessary know-how, detailing, let's discuss on the principles. All right. So, this should be in confinement with the authority of the Vedas. And by performance, the aim of the Vedas is to free us from the entanglement of the activities in household life. Any karma is a binding activity. So it entails the teachings of Bhakti Yoga also, where by performing activity for the pleasure of Sri Krishna will not put up any entanglement. Rather, one will become free from the entanglement because it becomes a kind of sacrifice, right? So, why it is called the best of all the questions? Because Parikshit Maharaj himself, the Swami, then what is the duty of a man who is about to die? Right? He gave up his household right, being a king, and he gave up all his reign to his son Janmejaya, and he sat down, gave up all his paraphernalia, dresses, crowns, and everything. And he was a humble person. He didn't have a dhoti, even only langotis. So he knew certain norms, but yet he has an important question to ask. And that is, what is the duty of a person who is about to die? So, how one can be liberated? That even though while staying in Grihastha and performing all the activities according to the injunctions that are given, how we will be able to be free with ease, not complicated thing. Even though the instructions are very easy, permeable, and yet we'll be having difficulty in executing because our minds are complicated. So, Prabhupada writes in that particular, question, which is said to be the topmost question. Nobody can ask a better question in religious life. All right? That is very, very essential in application. And what is the duty of a person who is about to die? About to die means who is not about to die. Is there any guarantee? Nothing. Everybody is on the verge of death. We are living at the expense of fear of death. Isn't it? We don't trust tomorrow. So anyway, Prabhupada writes in the purport that according to the 16 sanskaras or purificatory processes, a person is living very faithfully for the pleasure of Lord Shri Krishna. And here it is, the example is given. The Vivahotsav is a marriage ceremony itself. Everybody who got married, through Hindu Vedi today, they should recollect the husband and wife. Both had to recollect. They were treated like Lakshmi Narayan. You must have forgotten. But the rituals are still pertaining to that. How the Vararaja means the husband, when he comes to get married in the house of the girl, how he is received, how he is worshipped, how he is offered arti. Get treated. Only one day he has been celebrated as Vishnu, and they give asan to stand up just like Vittal on the bricks. So after performing foot washing and performing arti, put garland, and it will be brought in. All right. So like that, these are the processes of some scholars, they were for the benefit of the society, that their intelligence should be cleared on pleasing Krishna or Lakshmi Narayana. I was talking about in South India, and they, those who are, doing archana, called Kalyanotsav, they get Lakshmi Narayana married. Both husband and wife are called, they sponsor this particular archana. And they are set in front of the Lord, and they are supposed to get the Lord married. So the result will be from their marriage anticipated. And every day the priest end up doing about how many rituals of Kalyanotsav with the same deity, maybe 15, 16 times throughout 24 hours. Kalyanotsav is the very predominant archana going on. So because husband and wife both want to go to Vaikuntha together for eternity. Our first priest, while in showing the ritual for greeting the groom, it's only for 7 generations. And therefore 7 circumambulations around the fire sacrifice. That is a limitation. But in Kali Yuga, even there are examples that marriage doesn't last more than 7 minutes. Either the bride will run away, or there will be a shooting episode somehow because of less dowry. So it turns into a complete fiasco. If you read newspaper every day, some news will be there. All right. So actually, by giving the status of Lakshmi Narayana to the newly bride and groom, it is to indicate that they have to be subservient to the desire of Lakshmi Narayana. Not that Lakshmi Narayana should become subservient to their desire. So it is to restrict them in their activity that they cannot be imitated. The Lord is very strict. Lord can have unlimited wife. He can get married every day, unlimited times. That's okay. And you will be promised only 7, and that too, depending upon your vows, how strong. But it is, all this process is meant for making a tangible progress in the spiritual life. So, again, these things have been mentioned in the same chapter, 14th chapter of 7th canto. Bhagavad Gita says, offer everything to Krishna's pleasure. Yet karohi dasna, yet jihoshi dadasya, yet tapasya sikam, yet tat purusho padarpana. Analyzing the same situation of the most important question being asked, then a requirement to be in spiritual touch means you have to associate with the sadhus. And they should strengthen their faith as well as the processes of execution of devotional service. So it develops through the medium of Shravanam and Kirtanam, the remembrance of the original intention to please Lord Krishna will be re-established, will be keep on strengthening of it. That should be smaranam. All right. What do you have to remember? Even Archana is to remember Lord Vishnu, how to praise Vishnu. Only to remember. Tatatam smartavyam Vishnu, vismartavyam na jatachit, sarva vidhi nishedasya estayo devan kinkar. Everything is subservient just to uphold the principles of smarana, which Prahlad Maharaj could do right from the book because he heard properly. And the way he is hearing, the same way he is chanting or taking. Because he heard from Narad Muni, he is conveying with the same potential. So even the demon classmates of his age are attracted. They never rebel like other their fathers. They were not envious of Prahlad. The teachers were envious of Prahlad. So the point is that if properly heard and chanted, the message of Lord Shri Krishna, Vasudeva Katharuchi, it is considered the greatest. Jatmat Sevaya. Sushrushoshatadanasya Vasudeva Katharuchi. Jatmat Sevaya. Its great service is rendered by repeating the same message as heard properly to the mouths of so therefore the sense of detachment from any and all material activities will begin and will glorify the situation or position of Lord Shri Krishna and his devotees. So one must earn enough money to carry on the responsibility of an ideal Grihastha life. Whatever the surplus money you will have, use for food for life. Say food for life is the best devotional service a Grihastha can ever render. Do not hold over what is beyond your quota. You can't establish your quota yourself. For human being, quota is already established by Krishna. What is left over for you? Just pay that. You should not claim what is beyond your quota. If you are taking beyond your quota, then you will be obligated to make Krishna 50-50 part. There also our misunderstanding is that even though we are being benefited in making Krishna 50-50 partner, we don't understand. We become miser. Well, Swami, nine people give only 10%. Why should I give? But Rupa Goswami said 50%. And 50%, you know, 50 is Krishna, 50 is yours. Right? Assets are all Krishna's. You did not produce. So he is allowing you to do business of his property. You are the debtor, but he doesn't consider the debt even. He will absorb everything if you work on this principle. Your 50% you divide in your household as well as in your emergency, because you are the head of the household, you are controlling the business and everything. You will want to see that everything remains profitable. Give 25% to your wife to run the household. Keep 25% for you in your personal emergencies. Give Krishna his 50%. And again divide into 25%. Keep the assets of 25% with Krishna. But his 25% you utilize for serving him, serving Krishna. Using establishing the deity worship, using commuting to go to the temple, using charity in the temple, use in food for life. Right? You go for pilgrimage with your family members. Let it come out because it's Krishna's. You don't have any other business. You are allowed. And if you are enthusiastic by proper understanding and very, very devotional framework of mind, then use their 25% of Krishna's emergency fund and add your 25% of that emergency fund and reinvest in the business. Your assets will be increased. I mean, Krishna's assets will be increased, not yours. But you again share, profit sharing. घाटे का धंधा है ही नहीं. No, Rupa Goswami is very clever. You know, people do not know. They are miserable. So, if our sharing is a cheating business, Krishna will also cheat you out of everything. It's the master of cheaters. All right. In the same way, now the ladies are requested to look into the reception of the guest, properly respected, and they should be offered, make them comfortable, so their minds are peaceful in listening Krishna. All right. They are advised to don't remain so attractive that people's attraction should be geared on Krishna, not on them. Now, the story of Kardan Muni and Devahuti is brought in. Right? Our life's aim and objective is to become uh, perfect and successful in executing the ideal norms of Grihastha life. If one is not interested, he is called Grahamedi. Medha means so material intelligence, and whose intelligence is geared on the four walls of sense gratification. They do not think of anything. So they are called Brahmins. So they are anti-Grihasthas. How to take the association in service of Krishna from one's own wife. That's an ideal behavior. Not that we claim the ownership on the body of a life. Ownership is Krishna. So therefore, to obtain a proper respect in executing the devotional service, which will not deviate us from serving Krishna, it will be favorable, not disfavorable. Anukulyena Krishna Anushilanam. This is the nature. If our intention to utilize the wife, to glorify the wife for sense gratification is not the aim. Wife is the property of Lord Shri Krishna. A husband is to protect her, not become right. So these are the norms which have been discussed, and therefore the activities of an ideal householder wife has been delineated. She cannot claim, oh, I want to go and preach to Japan, like Prabhupada. Mataji, bad job. Why? Because who will give the guarantee for your production? We discussed in the morning the protection of the ladies, especially. A human being is required to perform 5 types of sacrifices. Then to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Second, to invite and respect Vaishnava and sadhus in your home. And listen from, encourage to confirm and make it solidify your conviction on going back to God. If the sadhus do not give, don't invite them again. Yeah, they're not sadhus. They're khichdi sadhus. They're cheap. Huh? It is also recommended in the same chapter, 14th chapter, 18th verse is telling that the Grihasthas are supposed to be providers of all living entities living under the shelter of this house. Even a snake has to be provided. So the rats will be there. The snake can eat. If the rats are there, then they should also be required to live comfortably. Right? So we have food scraps and other things are there. Then the roaches will be also coming. Because you are inviting them. If you your household clean, and there are no symptoms of invitation of such, you are not at fault. But unfortunately, we are mindless and making a good job for Lord Krishna to please. Very good cleanliness. And anyway, everyone has the right to live, exist to the span of their life. And householders are supposed to be mindful to provide that necessity. It's not only in the Shraddha that you do kagavas, and if the crows are not in your vicinity, then offer it to the dogs. And here the dogs are also confined within the household or something. There are no stray dogs. But never mind, just keep it. The birds will come and eat, not the crows. You can distribute prasadam all over the world. One time in 1974, when Prabhupada was obliged to get one of the devotee couple get married, Prabhupada ended up performing the ceremony, right? Ritualistic ceremony. And as the ceremony got finished, both of them paid obeisances to Srila Prabhupada. And in a humble mood, the groom asked Srila Prabhupada, now I'm a Grihastha, please instruct me about my duty. Prabhupada addressed the wife, you should cook nice prasadam, offer it to Krishna. Then husband, you go out from the door and shout on the street, is there anybody hungry? And if somebody says yes, then bring him and feed him. All right? The boy said, oh, this might be general instruction, but Prabhupada, I want specific instruction. And Prabhupada repeated 3 times the same thing. And then everybody cracked in laughter. Yes, this is the most important duty of a householder. On this occasion, you get an excuse to invite a sadhu also and make him speak, just like we are putting me on. Prabhupada told 3 times emphatically, there is no better service for household to please Krishna is to provide prasad. Nowadays, we give the order of catering. Even in Vrindavan, they do catering orders and feed the sadhus. Can't reach out. You can't justify either. Because the couples come from Agra, Delhi, Jaipur, and so many places. And they want to do feeding on it. But they give organizations to handle. They will give money, you just pay. And Baba, you have to offer with love and devotion. You have to make sure that you are feeding prasadam. You have to make sure you are inviting the sadhus. In Vrindavan, lots of sadhus make line early morning with the tumbler to receive kheer and food. They don't like anything else. Instead of kheer, you want to offer prasadam, pakora, or puri. They will go with. It's a spoiled. Good for life. You have to cater their tongue. They don't like anything else. It's not fault of householders. But householders' fault is the primary cause to turn everything into, because they are lazy monks. They do not want to cook themselves and offer according to their faith of Krishna, because Krishna gives the instruction. So like that. See, whose money you will do? Used to go for yatra. Krishna. 50% you are allowed to use for his service. Cultivate your devotional service on the strength of Krishna. Is not miser, he allows you. And Krishna will be pleased in 25% only. If you again reuse it in reinvestment to increase the asset to perform the profit for Krishna. No 50-50 profit sharing. It's not difficult to do. The difficulty is in the mind, which is like a bug. It will move and disturb the whole sense of perception. Like that. So this constitute 12 principles. And when proper age limit of 50, Panchashat Varnam Gachet, Panchashat Varnam, above 50, Varnam Gachet, go for pilgrimage. Take wife with you. When you have enough courage to take sannyas, then hand over your son, wife to your son, and let him carry on the Grihastha. You get out. Your wife will say, "Oh, I'm tired, I have to be in the house." She will understand hard way that it's difficult to travel. Even husband is there, she has to bear the pain of travel herself. But anyway, she will be more agreeable for husband should take sannyas. That was in up to the end of Dwapara Yoga. In Kali Yoga, sannyasa varja. Unless and until you dedicate your life for preaching the glories of the Lord all over the world, you take sannyas. Even you want to confine in preaching to your little attachment to your home and hearth and relatives, you will not be given sannyas. Even you are so much attached with passionate instruments in chanting and glorifying. They will say, cut down this business of more of passion. Chanting Hare Krishna is meant for invoking the spiritual, not even more of goodness. You can't take Prabhu like that. We have to be above the three modes of material nature, because the sanctity of preaching will be preserved only in the mode of parasattva, more than sattva. The Parivarajaka travel from one place to another, not concerning what they are going to eat, or where are they going to sleep. Prabhupada put up the direct honors of Parivrajaka to the sannyasis. Otherwise, in other yugas, they have to go to first two stages called Kutichak and Bahuchak. Kutichak means one who makes kuti in the same town he is staying, but outskirts of the town. And the food is provided by your own household. They will bring a tiffin and put it in the door and that is a kutichak. But then one is advancing in the detachment, then he will stop the food from his own household. He will go and beg Madhukari in the same town. That is Bahudak stage. But then he stops that even and leaves the town and travels not nearby, far and wide. Okay? So that is Parivrajaka stage. And after Parivrajaka, when he is a realized soul, established in the absolute truth, he doesn't care who is going to meet it because he has full faith of surrender. Then he may achieve Paramahamsa state. But anyway, these are the progressive development of household life, and but not in Kali Yuga. Sannyasa is forbidden. Four things are forbidden in this Kali Yuga. First, Ashwamedham Gavavalambham. Sannyasam three. The fourth is how can I put that? The fourth is Pitrapalaka, offering oblations of meat to the forefathers. That's forbidden. And Devarena Putratpasti Kalaupancham Vajay. In Kali Yuga, there's five things. Devarena Sutapatti means never beget a child in the brother's wife. It is forbidden. It's also difficult. Last year it happened that I had a disciple whose brother, his elder brother, passed away, leaving 3 children behind, a young wife. And the social system saying, where are they going to go? You get married to her. I told no, this is to be virtue. But the circumstances are such that he was forced to get married, even though it's forbidden. That is called Kali Yuga. For my disciple, it was an act of sacrifice. For the social relatives and others, we solve the problem. Fine. It is not like that. So when I told him, he decided, I'll consider her to be my mother. I said, but you can't stay in the same house. You'll be forced to get. Even though one is having the direction, yet he will end up under the pressure of the society. Because society does not believe in this. An elder brother's wife is considered to be the mother. And she already has 3 children. Instead of getting detached, the social pressure wants to make it attached. A lot of experiences like all around. So, Kardamani and Devahuti are considered to be the most ideal household life. Now listen, I'll just tell a short story about it and then stop. Kardamuni was one of the sons of Brahma, the progenitor, and he produced 4 Kumaras by his mental meditation. And 4 Kumaras wanted to remain brahmachari instead of becoming Grihastha. So Brahma, without wife, even got into trouble. It's not that wife is a troublemaker, because he didn't have. All right? He didn't. So, but the result is that whatever you conceive, mentally or physically, if our mind is not well set, we will be creating trouble. The result of passionate activity is nothing but pain and frustration. Rajogun turns into tamogun and you do not. And cover your life, in a very, very crooked way. So Brahma became angry. Why my first trial is deceiving? All right. So Rudra came out from his prakriti, from his contemplation. Rudra is Lord Shiva, but he came up crying. Father, Father, why did you bring me here? What am I supposed to do? Brahma said, go and become Prajapati. To Rudra, Brahma said, go and become Prajapati. Okay. That's why Shivji Bihane Chale Palki Sajai Ke. You know that? Yeah. What is the rest? Shivji is going to get married to Parvati along with the entourage of ghosts and goblins. Very weird thing. That is the first marriage ever in the life of the chief, Brahma and Shiva. Brahma is witnessing. Is the the grandsire, even Shivji's father, as far as modes are concerned. So Daksha was not happy. Daksha was not happy because Shivji was dressed in a jungly style. And Daksha, seeing Lord Shiva, becomes so much irritated. I have a jungly son-in-law. Shivji can smash his pulsing auto. That he doesn't know. But Shivji begat Bhairavas. Shivji begat Bhairavas. And Bhairavas are so ghostly. So along with Lord Shiva, all the Saptarshis were also born by mental conception of Brahman. So they were pious. But these Bhairavas are always coming in struggle with the sons of the rishis. Kashyap. Baba Kashyap's household is worse. Every household has a peculiarity. Kashyap has Diti and Aditi. Diti conceived Daityas, Rakshasas, and Aditi conceived Adityas. They are all expansions of Vishnu. Okay. Kashyap is a mixed household, right? But strong vibes are there. Strong vibes of transcendence is there. Because Kashyap remains unaffected. He will fulfill both the wife's desire. But here it is the situation. Kardam Muni was one of, stalwart rishis. He was not only a sannyasi, but he was a great meditator on Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu was very pleased. And he told Kardam, Kardam, I want to come as your son. And Kardam said, be my guest. What the hell this sannyas would serve you if I can serve you by bringing you to do extraordinary spiritual, karma. I'll be ready. I'm not attached to sannyas. Otherwise, in our social means, it is sannyasi. पलटी मारता है It's called Vantasi. It's a dog. A dog steals food from the kitchen, engulfs in his throat, and runs to protect himself. But then he will hide in a place nobody sees him, then vomits out, and then restarts eating, enjoying slowly. So once rejecting the objects of sense gratification, how can he come back? So it is condemned. But Kardam Muni was a pure devotee of the Lord. So, my dear Lord, for your pleasure, I am ready to do anything. What a mindset is that? You want to come as my son? Fine. Let me be sannyasi now. When the time will come, I'll come. But I will also get married with one condition. What is that condition? As soon as I may get children, I will say that they are raised properly, then I will go back to my meditation. He always kept the Lord in his heart and his glories were known by Narad Muni. So Narad Muni comes to Manu Maharaj's place, Swayambhu Manu and Shatrupa, who are the original uh, origin of mankind. All right. He had 2 sons and 3 daughters. The first son is called Priyavrat, and second is Uttanapad. Uttanapad became father of Dhruv Maharaj. All right. But Manu Maharaj was controlling the entire uh, planet Earth. All right. At the same time, all his subsequent sons also became uh, sovereign rulers of the entire Earth. Dhruv asked for a special planet. Then Vishnu was forced to make one for him, that Dhruv planet, with the longevity of Brahma's life. Anyway, so Priyavrata and Uttanapada, the 3 daughters were Prasuti, Akuti, and Devahuti. Prasuti was married to Daksha Prajapati. Akuti was to Atreya Rishi, and Devahuti was remaining. Narad Muni told Devahuti, Devahuti, I consider Narada Muni to be the best husband for you. Your life will be successful. Then he told the whole story of the promise of Lord Vishnu and how he is. So never mind, he's an ascetic. So what? Now in this ideal household of life, where the devotional principle is the supreme most, the aim and objective for the householder is to please Lord Vishnu. Atapombe dvijasreshta varnasamapipadasha sanutishtasya dharmasya samsiddhi maritosha. The first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. The aim of the householder life is to satisfy Lord Vishnu by whatever you do. Lord Vishnu has to be satisfied. Make sure. So when Narad Muni told to Devahuti, Devahuti understood, this is what I want. So she had courage and went to her father, Manu Maharaj, and told her that, Father, if you want to get me married, please marry me with Karna Muni. Then father came to know, oh, this is the most ideal. Now see the intention. Manu Maharaj brought Devahuti, Manu Shatrupal, his own entourage of the ministers and everyone. They came prepared with idea of getting married right away. And they subserviently waited till Kardamuni came out from the trance. Kardamuni came to his kuti, where he was behind the kuti. He was doing the meditation. So Kardamuni saw Manu Maharaj is here, beautiful daughter is here. And when they proposed, he says, yes, I'm ready because I want to fulfill Lord Krishna's desire also. That he wants to come through me as an avatar. I'll become a conducive medium. No problem. there are no other conditions except that he will go away and the progeny is established. Regardless, he got agreed, and they got married. Very, very satisfying to their standard. And the money, whatever they do, it is going to be for devotee. So, they left with heavy heart, but devotee was there. And as soon as they left, Kardamani went into trance, and he was in meditation. Devotee, knowing her situation, became respectful to the desire of the husband and started serving without hesitation. But the trance was long enough till Devhuti became emaciated completely. Her hairdo has become jata, complicated. Her eyes are soaked in the sockets. She was looking like an ugly woman. Never mind, she never mind. So when Kardamani got up from the trance, he is seeing an ugly woman standing. So he was puzzled. Who are you? What are you doing in my ashram? Like that. Then, because she did not answer him, she was simply digging earth with her right toe on the foot and looking very shy. But her gestures were acknowledged by Kardamuni that she is a respectful lady and he is asking tough questions. She is not responding. So it made him to think. Before the transport was the situation. And he remembered. So he clarified, are you there, Bhuti? Again, the answer was in shyness. This is the greatest protective veil in the woman's character. To be shy, very respectful. So, Kardamani was coming to his senses, the promise, and then, oh, I'm married. I have to start, the activities duly endowed to me right now. And Kardamani said, Devhuti, I know, I'm sorry, but because it was service to Lord Shri Krishna, everything is meant for Lord Shri Krishna. So Lord Krishna must have given us this much time for cultivating patience. Devhuti, you go to Bindu Sarovar, take bath, and the assistance of Lord Shiva is there. They can rejuvenate back into the come. So she went, she regained her youthfulness and everything, and came back, and again stood by the side of her husband, looking down. She never looked face to face. It does mean that she knows the face of her husband. She is knowing. The husbands may not know when they are looking at Tirchi Najar. Yeah. That is the way of looking with child, not with crookedness. But anyway, Kardamani said, for devotee, for your pleasure, I made an island, floating island that can fly. And there are beautiful lakes and swans to please your mind. And a big palace to stay. Let's go on honeymoon. Young man, you have to take the wife on honeymoon. But don't go to Thailand or Mauritius. Where do they go? In India, they go to such places. Otherwise, Nepal, the third choice. Elsewhere, they do not get visa. So, Gardamani took devotee to the entire planetary system of a universe. Sure, the Lokalok mountain, Nandanakanan, where Lord Brahma and the demigods also come to enjoy. Shiva Samudra is right there flowing. I mean, the whole firmament of the entire universe. Nobody had that kind of honeymoon. Kardamani expanded for the pleasure of Devante 9 times and beget 9 daughters simultaneously. You don't have a history in the medical science, maximum 8, and that too did not live for long. The present day and age, how many? How many are begotten and multiple?
What's
I think 6 only. Actually, and that too with a very precarious resort lifespan. Anyway, they roam around the whole universe and Kardamani show the promise of the Supreme Personality of God. And then they return. Right? And Kardamani thought, my job is over. So he said, okay, I have also promised. I know the promise, my dear Lord. But these are girls. They'll find their own home and they will go away. Who will liberate me? I heard. Lord Vishnu wants to incarnate. So you, as my son, please invite him. He will be my rescue. He will teach me. And then you go. And don't mind. So this is how Kardamani said, oh, thank you, Prabhu. And Kapil Dev. Hey. Kardamani waited till Kapil was old enough to handle the things himself. And then he left. Devhuti and Kapil Dev's conversation is the entire backbone of teachings of Bhakti Yoga. the very first instruction, Kapil Dev says, if you want to experience the potency of mind, and please associate with the sadhus. And they will reveal the potency. Satam prasangam mama virya samveda bhavanti radhakarna rasayana. In the association of the devotees, my potency will be revealed, where proper heard and chanting. The exchange between ear and heart is the reaction. That kind of hearing is very important. That will create, open the doors of liberation of our government, where requisite faith for pure devotional service, attraction for the process of pure devotional service, and anukramasya. Devotional service will become an established fact, which is irrevocable. In the association, if our poor hearing, which is not penetrating our heart even, that will not affect. But if we are very, very serious and cautious to imbibe the teachings and properly heard, hearing, and chanting means the interactions between ear and heart of the ambrosial topics of Lord Shri Krishna. Are Baba. Properly heard and chanted, then proper Shraddha means faith, which is a required faith, not ordinary faith, but for the purpose of liberation. That will be generated by which attraction to the topics of Supreme Personality of Godhead and Rati, means Akasha. That will only fulfill the hopes of Bhakti. So, Shraddha, Rati, and Bhakti, three has to be, come in sequence, and then we will be successful. Right? So, what is this picture denotes? Anybody knows this picture? Who is that? Not me. You are behind. Okay, anybody recognize this picture? Huh? No, but what does it say?
He's wanting to have union.
There are two characters. What is the one? Who is he? Jaldi. Kashyap Muni, and who is another? Sleeping. You are intelligent. Please don't behave like they did. And if you have to be facing the problem, then become tolerant and conscious like conscious. Right. Prabhupada ki jaldi jaldi.
Holiness, Vedavyasapriya Swami Maharaj ki jai.
Gentlemen, come closer.
You very much.